Dee White. In 2019, a 65-year-old woman stepped onto a professional film set for the first time in her life. When asked if she felt nervous, she calmly replied that she had been waiting for this moment for decades. Today, at the age of 71, she is known worldwide as Dee White, a performer who built an unexpected second career through discipline, reinvention, and resilience. Her journey is not just a story of fame, but a powerful example of how experience and patience can redefine success. Before the name Dee White ever existed, she was Denise, growing up in South Florida during the 1960s. Raised in a working-class household as the eldest of 5 children, she carried responsibility early in life. Her father worked long hours as a truck driver, her mother balanced multiple jobs, and Denise often stepped into a caretaker role for her siblings. From a young age, she showed ambition, attending modeling schools and participating in local beauty events. Yet her personal freedom was tightly controlled. Years later, Denise would learn that much of her social isolation as a teenager had been deliberate. Family restrictions shaped her early life choices, leaving her with limited independence. At just 18, she followed the traditional expectations of her generation and entered marriage. What followed was more than a decade of stability on the surface, raising children, building practical skills, and working respectable jobs, but without personal fulfillment. After divorce in her early 30s, Denise experienced independence for the first time. New social environments introduced her to perspectives she had never been allowed to explore before. However, responsibilities soon returned. With children, financial obligations, and long-term stability in mind, she pursued education in accounting and committed herself to a corporate career. For nearly 38 years, Denise worked behind a desk, building a quiet but disciplined life. Throughout those decades, one thing never changed: her commitment to health and self-care. While many peers slowed down, she stayed active, maintained routines, and quietly prepared herself for a future she believed had not yet arrived. That belief proved accurate. In 2019, at an age when most people are preparing for retirement, Denise made a decision that would redefine her life. She entered professional adult entertainment not as a novelty, but with clear intent, strong boundaries, and a business mindset. Her debut immediately positioned her within a specific niche, earning industry attention through confidence and professionalism rather than shock value. To separate her personal life from her public work, she adopted the stage name Seeka Black, inspired by a classic cinema figure while clearly establishing her own identity. The industry responded quickly. Major studios offered consistent work, fan communities formed across digital platforms, and award nominations soon followed. What stood out was not her age, but her discipline. She treated the industry as a structured business, managing branding, content schedules, and audience engagement with precision. Behind the scenes, her operation became a family-supported enterprise with clear professional boundaries. Every role was defined, every decision calculated. Seeka Black was no longer just a performer, she was a carefully built brand. Then, in 2024, everything changed. Legal representatives for the original performer, whose name inspired her stage identity, issued a cease and desist notice. Fighting the claim would have required significant legal costs, with no guaranteed outcome. Denise made a strategic decision to walk away from the name she had built. The rebrand was costly. Hundreds of videos required re-editing, digital platforms had to be updated, and years of search visibility disappeared overnight. In an industry where recognition is critical, many performers never recover from such a reset. Denise chose a new name, Dee White, personal, distinct, and searchable. Rebuilding was slow and deliberate. Through clear communication and loyal audience support, the transition stabilized. By the end of 2024, Dee White had successfully re-established her presence and professional momentum. Before we continue, let me ask you something. Do you think starting over later in life is a disadvantage or an advantage? Stories like Dee White's challenge the idea that reinvention has an expiration date. If you find this kind of career history and behind-the-scenes industry storytelling valuable, consider subscribing to the channel. It helps these documentaries reach more people, and it lets you know when the next story is ready. Today, at 71, Dee White remains active and consistent. She manages a structured schedule across digital platforms, maintains a large content catalog, and continues working with a disciplined approach. Her success is rooted in selectivity, health awareness, and long-term thinking. She treats longevity as a strategy, not an accident. Outside her professional work, she maintains strict separation between family and business while acknowledging the support system that made her career possible. Daily fitness, routine, and mental discipline remain central to her lifestyle. Retirement is not part of her immediate plans. This is not a temporary chapter, but a sustained second career. Dee White's legacy extends beyond individual success. She represents a rare example of longevity achieved through intention rather than controversy. Her recognition within the industry reflects consistent professionalism, not novelty. More importantly, her story challenges long-held assumptions about age, reinvention, and opportunity. She spent much of her early life waiting for independence, for autonomy, for the right moment. When that moment arrived, she acted decisively. She built a career, lost a name, and rebuilt again. That process defines her legacy. This is not just the story of Dee White. It is a story about patience, adaptability, and the power of starting again, no matter the age. If this documentary helped you see career reinvention from a new perspective, you'll find more in this series. I publish in-depth biographies and retrospective documentaries every week, focusing on the people and moments that shaped entertainment history. Subscribe if you want to continue exploring these stories. And on your screen right now is another documentary that expands on this theme, a story about reinvention, resilience, and legacy. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next film.